Hey everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where it's the beginning of the week, and while I'm not sure it's even worth it with how scattered all of the patch recording has been, we're doing the minion roulette. I'm probably not going to have this minion with me for long, because I'm also doing the Yokai Watch event, which we'll cover in due time. I'm working on it. But looks like for this week, or however long we have it, we have the Wind-Up Bald Goat. Alright, so, guess what? It is finally time to take on the next chapter of Hildibrand. It has been a while since I last did Hildibrand. I don't quite remember their voices. I'm gonna go with what voices sound right, and it'll probably be decently close to what I had before, but if they're not the same voices as before, I'm sorry. I have forgotten what voices I gave them. I'm not a professional voice actor. This is not why you should be coming to watch these videos. It should be a bonus. Ellie has put her skills as a reporter to good use. Ah, there you are. I've been doing some investigating of my own since we last parted. I believe I found our Lapis Maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, the daughter of one Master Guguremu, a prominent member of the East Aldenar Trading Company. Her eyes and hair are a most exceptional shade of blue, and her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently, her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed. And not just to anyone, mind you, to the heir to the Bruguiere Consortium. The formal announcement is set to be made at a commemorative feast to be jointly hosted by the two family businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike. I couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. Alright then, we're heading off to Costa del Sol. While we are teleporting on over there, I do want to say something I learned recently. I did not fact check this, and I did fact check this first. Oops. It sounds correct. I believe it is correct because it lines up with literally everything else that happened. So, I've been told that, remember in the previous Hildibrand chapter where Gilgamesh, said that he found his ultimate weapon, but then it was stolen by a demon bird. He eventually got it back, but it turns out that we learned during the trial that what he got back was a fake. He found this ultimate weapon shortly after the fall of... I believe he said he found it at the Cartano Flats? It is implied that it was Nail Van Darnas's gun lance. Nail Deus Darnas had her gun lance. And also took the form of a demon bird. Well, a draconic creature that is vaguely in the form of Nail Van Darnas. So yeah, the implication is supposed to be that Nail came out of the binding coils, stole the weapon back from Greg, and then Greg found a fake weapon that was not actually Nail's gun lance. Which is very funny. Nail Van Darnas, Nail Deus Darnas, apparently was involved in Hildibrand, which is funny. This is Master Guguremu of the East Aldenar Trading Company and father of the bride. Let's see what he can tell us. Alright, Guguremu? You're not one of my associates. This banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. Beg pardon, my good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might have just a moment of... yes, that two-gill sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief in his letter of challenge. If you have come to tell me my daughter is in danger, I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I have spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. The brass blades of the Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them once caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? Consulting Inspector Briardian, your reputation precedes you. And what, pray tell, would you propose? I promise some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious gil. Very well, let us see if your reputation is deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under our noses the last time, what makes you so confident that you can catch our thief this time around? Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge, a precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now, the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I have already narrowed the field. Arabella's betrothed, Vanus, would be an obvious target for our thief, so too would be his father, Morgant. Yalto Notel and his wife, Sainana, the guests of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Guguremu himself. Finally, we have Luinart, a steward of Guguremu's estate and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. All the key players, save for the Lapis Maiden herself, have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. Wait a minute. I noticed! Oh, that's good! Oh, I almost didn't catch him! We will begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you are to report back to me at once. Hildibrand Manderville. I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briardian. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yes, I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Enquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor as only a Manderville man can. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Good Inspector, I realize we have not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life, is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. Me assist you? Aren't you a funny man? Oh, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I'll be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. Alright, the third sighting of the stalker should be around here. I did not catch him myself the first 2 times he appeared, but he should be here, and I did catch him when reviewing the footage. I did catch him while reviewing the footage to put it up online. Oh goodness, I'm so sad. I walked right past him the second time he appeared. But yeah, he should be around here again somewhere. I wish to kill him so badly. But also, it is a fun little, like, can you spot the bastard who needs to die? It is not by fate's whimsy that we have been reunited here today, friend. You were destined to be by my side as I apprehend the fiend and defend the fair maiden's virtue. Inspector Briardian seems to have taken a liking to you. You should be proud. As you can see by his treatment of someone we know, the man doesn't suffer fools lightly. Yeah, well, I don't want to say I'm competent, because that would imply that Hildibrand isn't, and I do not believe he's incompetent. Airheaded, yes. But I don't believe he's incompetent. At the very least, his heart's in the right place. Oh, how I'm looking forward to meeting Miss Arabella. They say many a song is sung of her beauty. Mind you, there was a song or two sung of me in my day. Literally no one has seen her besides her family and her attendant. Good food, good drink, and good tidings. That today's announcement will send even more gil flowing into our coffers only makes the wine taste all the sweeter. Rich people. Renting out Master Gegaruju's private property would be almost unthinkable for most folk, but Gil talks and neither the Bruguer Consortium nor the East Aldenar Trading Company are in any danger of running their coffers dry. Now mind you, I don't know when the stalker appears. I just know that he appears during this quest and I want to kill him. But I do think it is an interesting and fun little, can you spot him? It's a Where's Waldo, effectively. And that aspect of it, at least, is fun. Okay, I'm not going to try too much harder. Let's just move on with it. He would be watching Nashu specifically, so probably somewhere over here. No, he's usually in line of sight of Nashu, so he wouldn't be behind the pillar. Alright then, Briardian. Hello, sorry about that, I was just looking for a bastard. You've come, excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to the more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Now answer me this, Satora. You were there when the Phantom Thief, in the guise of Lady Dorilda, stole off with the treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? That is for me to know and you to find out. The identical appearance looked exactly the same. The obvious answer, and yet all too many. A certain self-styled gentleman comes to mind. Could not recognize a clue if it hit them upside the face. Your observation is astute. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearances at will. Clearly, our man is no ordinary thief. Magic's far outside the grasp of the common folk are at his disposal. He has glamour prisms, like us. This in itself gives us insight into his identity and his ways. And yet this is not what caught my eye. No, from movements to mannerisms, to that utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Dorilda, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely that not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. All the key players arrived at Costa del Sol 3 days ago when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target, and yet some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our phantom, Satora. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? I would say one of the brass blades, honestly. Because they're fairly trusted and not very well known. Did it just skip past me being able to make a choice? I'd hoped you would prove more insightful, and yet it matters not, for the answer is self-evident. Our thief's first target, one of the brass blades of the Gerbera. Well, at least you agree with me. I just needed a moment to think. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please. A fearsome reputation to scare away any who would draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our man. Deducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at all, seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to the general security duties, each of the blades has been assigned to serve as a bodyguard for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would not have had time to carry the unconscious man far. I will canvass the immediate area. You begin your search on the outskirts of Costa del Sol. I can't believe it skipped past my ability to make a choice and I got insulted for it. I was right, though. Okay, so let's take a look around and see if we can't track down this missing brass blade. How about right down here behind some rocks? No? Oh, there you are. Hello there, are you alright? You are not alright. Excellent, you are one of the less incompetent assistants I have worked with. Thank the gods, please free me from these chains before the snippers eat me alive. There, now tell me all that you can remember about what happened to you, and try to be brief. We just arrived in Costa del Sol, had a briefing of sorts. Master Guguremu gave us each our orders, who he'd be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped of my skivvies. Much to the chagrin of those of us who would have to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Guguremu. Who was to be your charge? Okay, unnecessarily mean Briardian. My memory's hazy, but... one was Morgan, father of the groom. The other was a Lalafellan gent from Limsa. Yalto Nolto. Now try your best to remember. Were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes, there was also the steward, Lewenhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgan, Yalto Notel, and Lewenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. Briardian, Jesus! He got bopped in the back of the head! I shall see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of the gods, just make sure that that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. You know, a thought occurs. Would it not be perfect to disguise yourself as a Briardian? Because we keep getting separated from Briardian. So that is both plenty of opportunity for the thief to replace Briardian, and also taking the place of the inspector inspecting his own freaking thefts? That would be brilliant. That would be absolutely brilliant. Like, that seems entirely possible. Oh, this is scary, because you don't know who you can trust. Okay, seriously, where the hell is that little creep? He either hasn't appeared yet, or I've walked right past him a few times. Ah, there you are, friend, and not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did your and Inspector Briardian's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? It did! We found a brass blade tied up and naked. Morgan, Yalto Noto, and the steward Lewinhart, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I had considered them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildibrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the Inspector returns. Fear not, friend, the Inspector shall be none the wiser, ha! If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there's one of our suspects standing suspiciously under that canopy over there. Just you wait, fiend, I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. Please don't. Oh god, Ellie, keep an eye on him. I guess we should probably follow as well. Okay, but like, I know for a fact that the creep's here. Where the hell is he? I just don't remember which part of the quest he appears in. I tried not to look too closely because I wanted to do the search for him myself. Alright, whatever. The lucky father of the grooms-to-be, or the fiend who would sully the maiden's virtue. In a manner of moments, all shall be revealed. I'm sure it will. I am Vanis, heir to the chairman of the Bruguiere Consortium. And who exactly were you again? I'm sorry, I just realized that I don't particularly care. Well, I hate you already. All I have done to raise Arabella to a beautiful young woman has been in anticipation of this day. I have never been more proud to call myself her father. I'm sure. Stand back, friend! The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The merest slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives in danger. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill, that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley, handed down from the Manderville men of ages past to reveal our foe. I can think of a few topics that would interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital! This is why you are my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now behold as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Good evening, Master Guguremu, and a fine evening it must be. For you most of all. Allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. What is this nonsense? Arabella's my daughter, you... Just who in the seven hells are you anyway? Guards? Guards! Ha! Now hold your joke about Guguremu. I recognize the lad. This is Hildibrand, agent of Enquiry and Inspector Extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the phantom thief, have you? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude, aye, Vanis? The phantom thief? Balderdash and rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed to have such rumors told about her. Perhaps she's worthy of me after all, ha! He exudes an unusual degree of confidence for an effect. Fashion-challenged youth. Most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. Ha! That's me, Vanis, ever calm in the face of danger. Truly his father's son. A worthy heir to the Bruguiere Consortium and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yet, yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families. Or family, I should say. Ho-ho! Which reminds me, Master Vanis. Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent some months ago. It has not left her neck since today. Ah. Okay. Oh, that little trinket? 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we are wed. Ha! The time-honored Manderville art of parley, we'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgant not spoken up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. I think the fact that Morgan spoke up for Hildibrand is fairly suspicious, and I think I know what the thief is actually after. Ha ha! Let us not rush to conclusions, Miss Ellie. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Whoops! I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yalto Notel and Lewenhart, who have aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. Okay, so my notes are... I'm pretty sure the thief is after the golden necklace that Vanna sent, and Morgan's a little bit suspicious for standing up for Hildibrand at all. Especially since I don't know if Hildibrand particularly has a wonderfully positive reputation. Even if his negative reputation I don't think is fully deserved. All you have done... Okay, that's not new. That's not new. Yard ass. Venice is me own flesh and blood. Heir to the Bruguiere Consortium. It barely needs saying that he'd settle for no less than the most storied beauty the realm over. Alright. So, not much luck there. I have suspicions, but nothing concrete. I'm gonna keep keeping an eye out for anything off. God damn it, I know he's here. I know he appears in this quest. Where the hell is he? Where the hell? Okay. Let's talk to everyone. Hello, Lewenhart. Renting out Master Gegaruju's private prop. Okay, that's not new. Yalto Notel and Lewenhart. One of the two wears a mask, but which? With a few words, all shall be revealed. Okay. Yalto Notel? Hi, let's talk. I've not seen your faces around here. With the East Eldenard Trading Company, are you? Why, yes, good sir, very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Eldenard Trading Company. Ha ha ha! Oh, pleasure to meet you. Do tell. Is the Lapis Maiden as lovely as they say? Sainana here is no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years. No offense intended, my dear. Oh, beware me manners. Yalto Notel of the Bruguiere Consortium, and this is me wife Sainana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family businesses couldn't be happening at a better time. With all manner of fell beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Why, just the other day, a shipment of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the Mandragoras. Nasty buggers, a lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad out of. You have heard of the Mandragoras, haven't you? But of course, I once spent a year honing body and mind with a fist of Ralger. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra what's it today. And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the Mandragoras, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time? Thank you, Ellie, for covering. A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it that they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, milady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Settle down, Sainana. Forgive me, wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure. And with that, I'd best go prepare me speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy! None of those three were suspicious in the least. But we must not give up hope, lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there is a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. You speak so fast, Inspector. A sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope? He of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning, but this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Briardian will be back any moment now, and he's not the type to suffer excuses.
Quite so, Miss Ellie. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lewinhart spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Briardian will be back before long. Come, Nashu, this is no time to delay.
Okay, so 2 suspects for me right now. Briardian himself, just because that would be a brilliant play. And the father, Morgan's. Those are my 2 suspects. Okay, so supply stores are down this way. There you all are. Okay. This is my last chance to found you, you piece of shit. Why can't I kick you? There needs to be a kick emote. There needs to be a kick emote. God, I want to kick him so badly. Oh, I just want to punt him into the sky so we never have to see him again. Alright, well, unfortunately, he's going to be here every now and then from now on. Yeah, like I said, usually in line of sight of Nashu. Nashu's here. He's right there. Bastard. Some of these coconuts don't look like coconuts. Uh-oh.
These crates must contain the foodstuffs of which Master Lewinhart spoke. At a glance, they do not appear particularly suspicious, but our investigation must not be deterred.
Look at this! Now there's water! Now there isn't! Now there's water? Nashu, do you not understand how tides work, or how waves work? Nashu, are you okay? Alright, well, yeah, some of these coconuts sure look like cherries. Very large and dangerous cherries. Fun.
Crates of assorted foodstuffs and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our man Lewinhart spoke true.
Ye gods!
Are those explosives I spy concealed amongst these coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we have found our phantom thief after all.
No, that's too flashy for him. Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely.
Nashu, far be it for me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation?
Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either?
Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, but in this event I fear it is somewhat misdirected. Now set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking your notes like the astute assistant you are. I say, we are most fortunate that confounding Inspector Briardian is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon the scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Now let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to a fiery demise.
Thankfully, it is storming pretty hard right now, so any embers will probably be put out pretty quickly. Confounding Inspector Briardian, explode, a fiery demise. Got it!
Nashu, no! Oh, Hildibrand's gonna get in so much trouble. Oh no.
Are you sure about that? Uh-oh. Don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time. Why are you trying to help cover for us, Ellie? Why? You two are supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here.
But Miss Ellie, should Inspector Briardian come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire.
Satora and I will see that the inspector keeps a wide berth of this beach. You two just get out of here and be quick about it.
Quick thinking, Miss Ellie! Come, Nasha, we shall return for your creations once Inspector Briardian has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its call, or heed its cry.
Not call. All right, then. I'm both glad and sad that I found the little fucking creep. Oh, hey, he's still here. Bastard. Alright then, next time on Final Fantasy XIV. We're continuing the investigations here in Costa del Sol. I'll see everyone next time for that.